Let's talk top comments of the week. Woo! All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus. Top comments of the week, baby. Let's see these top comments.
One of our favorite segments of the week. Actually, it's probably one of our only weekly segments, but it is definitely a favorite. Speaking of favorites, get yourself a delicious Lift Bridge brew. And, nothing tastes better than Lift Bridge going down that gullet on a February morning. Also, that's badass water. Hit them up. Drop hashtags for both of those. Hashtag Lift Bridge and hashtag badass to get entered in drawings at the end of this month.
All right, hit that sub button too. Let's get to 10,000 and let's do it. We got 7 comments. Let's start off with Kupow. Dalvin Cook. A lot of the comments after the Dalvin Cook shoulder surgery coming out basically are saying goodbye, get rid of him. But Jason makes a fair point that this news comes out. You can't trade him now because he can't pass a physical. He's saying it was a move strictly against the Vikings. This is our move. What do you think?
I actually I saw the opposite, that he did this so he could be traded, so he would be cleared, that he's got no issues moving forward, and that's why he did it. So I actually heard the opposite of this, but I see where he's going with this. It makes sense.
Dalvin Cook is playing nice right now, but I don't know. I like his angle. It very well could have been a move against the Vikings. Like, just cut me. I don't want to be traded. I want to start fresh. I want to pick it. So I definitely see the angle. But a lot of comments were not very nice to Dalvin.
Yeah, he's not making any friends right now.
I'll be his friend.
Wow. Could be his best friend.
Best friend. We have a great time together.
Wow.
All right. Next up, we have. So this one was the video you did handing somebody's jobs, and I picked this one because all these comments were coming out saying you weren't giving Ingram any love. I mean, Ingram was great at the end of the stretch, and he should absolutely be given that job.
Boy, I don't remember him being great at all. I remember him looking the same as he always does. Great run blocker, pass protection's a different story. I'm pretty sure he was probably turd of the game like 5 of those last 6 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, he graded out well at the end of the season. He didn't give up any sacks. I think it was like the last 6 or 7 games. So, I'm getting on board the Ingram train just because he did get better. Whether you want to admit it or not, he definitely got better. Is he a liability still? Yeah, maybe, but he gave some hope.
I would like to see him bring somebody in to compete with him. Can't just hand him that thing. Let him battle it out. I want to see him really take the next step to where he's solid in all facets of the game, not just as a run blocker. And quit tripping your damn quarterback, Ed.
That is not good, Ed. You cannot do that. But they handed him the job last year, so I fully expect them to hand him the job. They had Chris Reed, they had Schlottman, they had some guys. They handed it to him.
Well, I don't think there's anybody else. I mean, Chris Reed, wasn't he hurt early? Yeah. But I want to compete. Oh, I'm going to compete. Maybe with an Andrew Voorhees from USC.
All right. Next up, a lot of draft talk. And old Vernon Cathy, not Vernon Carey, the former dominant offensive lineman for the Dolphins. Trade out of the first round and get 2 seconds.
Is it? I don't. I'll let you start on this one.
Well, everybody's coming out saying this draft class sucks now. They're saying it's 15 players deep. There's nobody else as far as first rounders. They're saying that, obviously the depth is always there in the draft, but it's just not overly top heavy. There's not like these 30, 35 first round picks. But no, I don't want to trade at all. This is the draft class. This is the draft. I don't want to trade down much at all. If anything, I want to trade up. We don't have that many picks. And if we end up with even less, I'm all for it. Let's just get some damn good players right off the bat. I don't want to try to trade back. Oh, let's get some more depth. Let's get 3 more 7th rounders like our last mock drafts. Shame on us. We kept trading back. That was stupid.
Well, it depends who's there. I mean, you look at this draft, and if it's, there's all these corners, there's a deep corner class. If you're at the point where you choose between like a Cam Smith, Clark Phillips, somebody like that, then yeah, I think you can move back a little bit and still get one of those guys. Maybe you move back and get a John Michael Schmitz. It all depends on how the board falls. And the second part of this, you have to have a trade partner. Someone's going to want to come up and get that pick. So that's the other thing you got to factor in. If there's certain guys there I'm not trading, but if there's value and I can get maybe one of the guys I'm targeting and I don't have them that much different on my board, I definitely move down.
All right, next up, more draft talk. Big believer in taking the best player available in the first round. Addison is for sure at that spot, and if it's a need, 10 out of 10 would be happy with this pick. However, I think if the draft played out this way, Cam would trade back, and this was McShay's mock draft where we got Mr. Addison. So he's saying, love the pick, best player available, but he thinks Cam would have traded out of it.
Yeah, I don't know what he would do. I mean, you go by last year, you definitely think he's going to trade. I was surprised. Ben Lieber's comments on Twitter after this, he said, why would the Vikings take a wide receiver? It's the best player available, and you can't solve all your issues with one pick. Cornerback defense isn't the only issue on the team. You got to find a solid number 2, and if that's the best option at 23, you damn right you pull the trigger.
When's the last time you had a solid number 2?
Just had one. Actually, it wasn't that solid.
Sounds milky. Yeah, Addison, come on. If we're there and we trade out, I'm going to punch myself in the dick, and then I'm going to go over and I'm going to punch Lupagus in the dick because he's just too damn good. He could be a top 10 pick. He's worthy of a top 10 pick. Don't get fancy. Take the best player available.
Don't get fancy. Just get dancy.
Get dancy. All right. I don't know if I did this one yet. Okay. Trenton Simpson seems to be, everybody loves him, and as they should. He is damn good. But Lyndon Brokel, honestly, don't see how you don't take Trenton Simpson at 23. And this was our mock draft where we went with the big defensive lineman.
Yeah, Trenton Simpson, he doesn't get a lot of love from other rankings. I mean, you see him with the 3rd round grade at some sites, maybe a 2nd round grade, anywhere from that 20 to like 54 range is kind of where he falls. So I love him. I love his versatility. And you look at Brian Flores' press conference talking about how he wants versatile players. Trenton Simpson would be a perfect fit for that because he can do so many things with this guy.
Move him all around. You can do anything you want with him. I was reading one of his draft profiles, and it said his body looked like it was chiseled like a Greek god. It was like I was reading pornography. I was getting so excited about Simpson and his chiseled body, but it's true. The guy's a beast, and he probably will be the first linebacker taken. He should be one of the first linebackers taken. And if the Vikings took him, to add a dude like that to this defense, Asamoah, that would be fun as hell to watch. He could be doing all sorts of shit out there.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what this chiseled body does after the combine. Maybe he'll be ascending back up to where he's considered for sure top 20 pick.
And linebackers just always go later. It's not fair.
It's not fair. We got to make this fair.
It's not fair at all. All right. Weird username. And I usually when this comes up, it's always BK. I think this is BK, but I'm not sure. Only way to get a number 2 wide receivers through the draft. Free agent wide receivers will cost $15 to $18 million a year. Need one cheap with JJ's extension. Can find several plug-and-play defensive players to come play for B-Flow and free agency. So, what do you think? We get number 2 in free agency, or does it have to be in the draft?
I think the draft's probably the best way to go. He makes a great point. I can't argue with this at all. Yeah, he's got me wanting to take a wide receiver at 23 now.
I know, and free agency, just how many times do you see it where somebody just overpays for a wide receiver, hoping to be that number 2, trying to get a bargain or whatever, and you get like a Kenny Galladay, and they're paying ridiculous amonts of money. You look at the free agents, Myers, who else is it?
DJ Chark's one of them. He's out there.
Yeah, they're going to be overpaid, and they're not going to be that good. So I'm all for it. Tank Dell, let's go. Number 2, boom.
I feel like the Vikings haven't done well with free agent wide receivers. I mean, Greg Jennings was a bit of a bust. I'm dating myself here with the Bears guy.
Bernard
Berrien. Just haven't done great looking for that wide receiver in free agency. Dwayne Bates. Corin Robinson. Hey, Cole Rowe had some moments as a returner.
Good returner. I'm trying to think of some other ones. They've definitely whiffed on some.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's do it. Draft, baby. All right, final one. Am I the only one who wants to draft our franchise quarterback in the first round, says Michael?
Oh, Michael, you're not the only one. I'd be on board with that, but I just don't think one's going to be there at 23. I mean, these quarterbacks always ascend as the draft approaches. Anthony Richardson right now is kind of the lowest ranked potential first rounder. I bet you he goes in the top 10. These quarterbacks always are. Every team wants to find a franchise quarterback, and as the draft gets closer, stock always goes way up.
Yep, nobody's going to be there. They're all going to be gone. There could be quarterbacks could go 1, 2, 3 in this year's draft. And Anthony Richardson, people will be scrambling. Oh, shit, we got to trade up. He never makes it past the Panthers anyways. But, yeah, there's nobody else. And even this draft class is weird because after that, the quarterbacks drop off so damn quick. I mean, yeah, you got the Herndons and you got McKee, but there's not anything else. So, like, take a quarterback later, but we're not going to get him in the first round.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to find our franchise where we're picking in this draft.
Never know. That's it. Comments. Well done, everybody. As always,
Yes.
this is one of my favorites.
It's fun. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. And remember this, your brain is nearly 60% fat. Mine's 65%.